Van Dyke has protection across the middle. Redding knocked loose again. The Aggies arriving and delivering blows. That time it was Damani Richardson, and the Canes go 3 and out with 4 seconds left in the quarter.
That's on Van Dyke for putting his receiver in harm's way. He had a couple underneath routes, the back out of the backfield, and then he leads him right into this. As a quarterback, you've got to feel that corner on the other side just sitting there in zone coverage. Receiver really never had a chance, and I'm sure Van Dyke's telling his receiver, that one's on me, that's my bad, I should have felt that. They're going to take a peek to see if there was targeting.
Potential targeting.
That'll get the crowd booing here. Brian George already has been disqualified for the game with a targeting. Now they're taking a look at Richardson.
George lowered his helmet. Ooh.
Bill LeMonnier totally agree with the first call of targeting tonight. Bill, how do you see this one?
He's got the crown of the helmet down again.
He does.
So they're in trouble when they do that. They're going to go with a targeting call here.
I think they will too. It's very similar to the last one as far as the technique. I mean, he's lowering the helmet. I mean, that's why you guys put this rule in, right? It's for these kind of hits.
These kind of hits.
To protect the defender.
Yeah, because it crushes the neck.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what they don't want to see right there. I mean, it's really textbook along with the other one.
Well, I'll tell you, if you have George a corner out, Richardson is the leader, most experienced guy in that secondary. If
after further review, there is a personal foul targeting.
So now they lose their leader, the guy that communicates back there. Remember you had Denver Harris and Smoke Bowie, the young DBs already suspended. Yeah. It's getting thin in a hurry back there.
It really is, and I think you just brought something up. It's his 34th start. I mean, Richardson is a veteran, makes all the calls for DJ Durkin in her first year as a defensive coordinator. And while the offense has struggled and they lost to Appalachian State, the defense has been playing sound football, and you're taking away one of the leaders now in the middle of that defense.
Have some pretty good field position because, as you mentioned, they went backwards, so they're going to have it with any type of return right around the 50-yard line or better.
Rebels will punt for the first time tonight. Price was decked, and here comes a penalty marker. 43-yard punt, -2 on the return, and Tennison unloaded.
Oh yeah, that's being whistled, and it's a defensive player.
Personal foul, targeting, number 13, kicking team. That play is under further review.
That is why the rule is in place. We already saw Troy Brown exit this game. They're playmakers and leaders, and then Tennison more than likely going to be with him.
During the break, the targeting call was confirmed. Tennison, the launch, crown of the helmet, checks the boxes, and he is out for the rest of this game and also the first half, his first game next season. The second Ole Miss defender to be disqualified tonight. It's Tennison and also Troy Brown off the field for the Rebels defensively.
And Troy Brown, a senior, but Tennison just a sophomore. So that will carry over into the next season.
As for Purdue, can they maintain that level? And then even further, can they go up and actually compete for a championship in the Big Ten West?
O'Connell, that one thrown a tad bit low and incomplete. Tyrone Tracy, the target. Abdul Carter there defensively, and here's a kid that they are so high on, they gave him a number 11.
Well, and this number at Penn State means something, right? You know, you're thinking of Micah Parsons and LeVar Arrington, and I mean these great linebackers at linebacker U, and they think high enough of Abdul Carter that they're going to give him number 11. They said he splashed in fall camp as well, and here's his first action on the field. He was a high school All-American 4-star recruit.
replay stopped the game for potential targeting on the last play.
And on his first snap, he will be the subject of the worst rule in college football.
Looks like some incidental contact on the side of the helmet.
Well, the problem is that in context, he's wondering if this is lateral or not, kind of going for the ball, and then goes in kind of with the shoulder, side of the head. I certainly hope that they don't.
And we had a chance to, during our college football seminar, hear from Dean Blandino and Mike Pereira, and it seems like the targeting, is getting readjusted. Would I be correct in saying
well,
that?
they continue to tweak the rules, and no one's better at explaining that than Mike Pereira. And Mike, you join us now. Mike, this instance seems like it's going to be one of those.
Replay review, personal foul, targeting, defense number 11, or hit on a defenseless player, 15-yard penalty, and automatic first down. Number 11 is disqualified.
I mean, this is Mike. I know that you're with us. Like, this one's hard.
Settle down, Joel. I'm with you, because to me, look, it's defenseless. He's considered defenseless because the pass is incomplete. But the defender really at this point is making a play trying to get to the ball. I mean, I think you have to use some common sense to it. If you take the play literally and look at the fact that if you're defenseless, you can't contact aggressively, contact the player in the helmet or neck area, head or neck area, I guess you could put it in that context. But to me, he's trying to get to that ball. Watch his left hand, and he's not.
Sure. Just how aggressive they're being with their second level and giving the multiple looks to Casey Thompson. You know, they are active, and you watch these linebackers, they're all walking around. It's tough for the offensive line to know where they're at.
Thompson in trouble, got hit as he threw it. I'll never forget what Coach Bob Stoops said. You know, he took over this Oklahoma team after Lincoln Riley left to go to USC. He coached them in the Alamo Bowl against Oregon, but he had a great quote at a press conference. He said, "We're not worried about Lincoln. He can go do whatever he wants to do. We're Oklahoma, and we're going to be okay." And to get a guy like Brent Venables, and this is his dream job.
Personal foul, rough of the passer with targeting. Defense number 23, 15-yard penalty and an automatic. First down. The targeting is under further review.
There's Deshaun White, Gus.
Oh, yeah.
This will absolutely be targeting. So he dips that. They've redefined the crown this year, but this is absolutely crown. Head down, initiates contact with the crown. This is really both forms of targeting, probably, when you're talking about it. You've got initiating the contact with the crown of the helmet. Pretty textbook, Mike Pereira, isn't it?
Absolutely textbook. You know, the one thing that they talk about all the time is he looking down. You're looking for the crown here. Is he looking to the ground, which is exactly what you have there. White lowers his head, hits with the crown. Doesn't have to be in the head or neck area. It can be anywhere in the body when you're talking about the crown. And they said to note, by the way, roughing the passer with targeting. So even if they chose to take this off, which I'm sure they are not,
after further
it would
review,
still be roughing the passer.
on the field of targeting is confirmed with the crown on the helmet. Number 23 is disqualified.
Well, there was another aggressive call. Gus, I was talking about the aggressiveness and everything that they were doing defensively, getting those linebackers active, and there was a blitz, and Deshaun White comes free. And those defensive guys, their eyes get big when they feel like they've got a free run at the quarterback. But that was just textbook.
Don't get enough love. They don't get the opportunities to sit down and interview for jobs. We were at Michigan last week. I could have been more impressed with their offensive line coach. Young, articulate, and we may have a potential targeting here on this slide or an unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah, that was Nick Herbig, Q, that made the hit on the play. Maybe a fraction of a second late. Or maybe it's even a targeting. Let's get a closer look with the replay.
Yeah, you're going to see Casey Thompson goes down, and Herbig hits him right in the head as he's going down late.
After the play, personal foul, late hit, defense, number 19, with targeting. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic first down. The targeting is under further review.
Particular about these calls.
Further review, the ruling on the field of targeting has been confirmed. Number 19 is disqualified from the game. The 15-yard penalty was already enforced. It's 1st and 10.
Wow, that is a huge hit. A pejorative factor, hurtful, damaging, for Wisconsin.
And you see the look right there on Nick Herbig's face. He had 3 sacks last week. So he's really focused on coming out here and getting Herbalicious all day today and hasn't been able to get to the quarterback. Tries to make a play here on the slide.
Reminder, get their eyes lined up and you get one-on-one.
2-by-2, the receivers, and on the slant, the catch is made by big Princeton Fant, and the tight end is still running a late flag near where the tackle was made.
How about that window, how tight that was.
Fant, a hybrid player for Tennessee.
Personal foul, targeting number 21 on the defense. The previous play is under further review.
And Snick Emenwari, the true freshman, starts at safety for the Gamecocks.
Get a drop here and a drop here. Watch how tight this window is on a 3rd down throw by a hooker. Puts it right through there. That is a beautiful throw, and I think he's going to be thrown out. I mean, he lowers his head. Bang, right there. That's a textbook example of targeting.
Totally agree with you. He's got the crown of the helmet down, forcible contact.
It's a true freshman who leads the team in tackles.
It'll be a loss if he is, as we expect, excluded from the rest of the game here. A guy who's a local guy, has come on, as you said, being pressed into duty. He's the top tackler. It's like a freshman All-American type season that he's having.
Big guy, too. He's 6'4", 218 pounds.
David Smith in charge of the crew here for the SEC. Stan Murray is the replay official. I think Shane knows he's going to have to do without his safety.
Bill Bear asked, does it matter that the receiver lowers his helmet?
No, because when you use the crown of your helmet, I can't go to your head to your toes, technically by rule.
Yep.
So you changing your body position on me means absolutely nothing.
Thank you, sir.
He would have had to turn his body to make the contact with his shoulder to avoid the penalty there.
Yeah, the defender, he would have had to make an adjustment so that he didn't have the crown down.
After further review, targeting by number 21 is confirmed with the crown of the helmet. That penalty is half the distance to the goal. 1st down.
See the frustration for Emenwari. He was off to a big start tonight, made 6 tackles already. They'll have to do without him.
And now they throw another true freshman. This is a life of Shane Beamer. Peyton Williams now comes in. 31 will come in for 21. So you lose 1 true freshman, leads you in tackles. You can see the emotional player he is. And then you throw in again Williams here out of Heath, Texas.
Get something to eat right now. There's no telling what number 3 can do if he can get
this
his hands.
Iowa punt block team has been close. Big hit on DeJean, and that's going to be catcher interference. That was Taj Dotson just blowing up 3 Cooper DeJean, and that's going to give Iowa better field position after the punt to 41.
That's not the kind of big play I was expecting. You see him make the fair catch symbol. You just got to have better awareness when you're covering downfield as a flyer.
Kick catch interference. Kicking team number 30. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Automatic 1st down.
Hey, and give both of these teams credit. That's the first penalty we've had here in the 1st half. But we knew what we were going to get. We were going to get Jack Campbell. We were going to get Iowa defense. And right now, it's Hawkeyes up 14-0 here, late 2nd quarter.
Mike wants to dump it off, and here comes the screen again. Drilled at the 26 is Bresnahan. What a lick by Miller.
The 51's having a game for Florida. And that guy's the leader. They talk about him. He is kind of the signal relayer for the coaches. Listen to this shot right here.
It's his 12th tackle.
I'll be looking at this.
Potential target.
We've already seen, early on in this game, B.J. Anderson for Vanderbilt ejected. Or disqualified, I should say. I gotta tell you, he definitely lowers his head. Not dissimilar to B.J. Anderson's shot.
Well, the difference here between the Anderson call and this one is this is in the second half.
Great point for next week.
Right, play Florida State last time in your life, and if they call this targeting, he has to miss the first half next week.
And this is not to diminish the role of B.J. Anderson, but to lose a Ventrell Miller, especially versus this offense and the role that he's played on the Gator defense throughout this season, that is an enormous blow to the Gators defensively.
Coach Napier has dismissed 2 linebackers from the team in the last couple of weeks. Miller has been the constant with Burney and the emergence of Powell Ryland. Shamar James has stepped up for Florida as well and seen significant playing time.
Now, I will say the question is, does he actually make contact? Because it does look like Bresnahan is dropping. He definitely lowers his head, intended, or at least incidentally would have hit with the crown of his helmet, but I'm not sure that Bresnahan was still high enough for him to have made contact with the crown of his helmet. There's no doubt that he lowers his head.
After further review, but personal foul, targeting defense number 51, using the crown of the helmet. It's a 15-yard penalty, an automatic first down, and number 51 is disqualified.
The Gators now. So your leader on defense not available for this fourth quarter. Ricky Pearsall out. At least we haven't seen him here in the second half. Same for Shorter at receiver. And you can see Ventrell Miller certainly emotional after that disqualification. 12 tackles. Huge contributions already this afternoon.
By the letter of the law, it's the right call, but that guy's got a heart of a lion, so he gets some comfort from Anthony Richardson. And when he comes out in the second half in Tallahassee next week, watch out.
50-yard line or better.
Rebels will punt for the first time tonight. Price was decked, and here comes a penalty marker. 43-yard punt, -2 on the return, and Tennison unloaded.
Oh yeah, that's being whistled, and it's a defensive player.
Personal foul, targeting, number 13, kicking team. That play is under further review.
That is why the rule is in place. We already saw Troy Brown exit this game. They're playmakers and leaders, and then Tennison more than likely going to be with him.
During the break, the targeting call was confirmed. Tennison the launch, crown of the helmet, checks the boxes, and he is out for the rest of this game and also the first half of his first game next season. The second Ole Miss defender to be disqualified tonight. It's Tennison and also Troy Brown off the field for the Rebels defensively.
Troy Brown, a senior, but Tennison just a sophomore. So That will carry over into the next season.
When you think about the turn of events, the missed field goal, 3 and out. Now the penalty after a decent punt, the first of the night for Ole Miss. And Texas Tech will start this drive once again in plus territory. Shuck will keep it, trying to.
That makes their own breaks. And then when they rarely get one, they struggle to capitalize on it. They just can't seem to get anything good to happen for them.
Ole Miss has 8 guys deep on 3rd down and long. Sims, though, somehow finds an open receiver. Here comes a flag. That was a huge hit by A.J. Finley after the catch was made by Carter. The catch was close to a first down, but the penalty will certainly make it a first down. Gain of 18, so they're going to mark him short.
Personal foul.
But
targeting. Defense number 8. That play is under further review.
Troy Brown comes in, Dave, with his shoulder as Carter catches that football over the middle of the field.
Take another look here.
That is a defenseless player, the wide receiver. And even if you don't use the crown of the helmet, he is protected in the head or neck area. But he comes in sideways with his shoulder to deliver that blow.
Yeah, you see the contact there to the head.
You're correct.
So that'll be an ejection for Troy Brown. Since this happened in the first half, he will be able to play next week when Ole Miss faces Tulsa. And they may not need Brown the rest of this game anyway with the way the defense is played, but potential momentum shift.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. Number 8 is disqualified.
So instead of being off the field, now Georgia Tech has something going with an opportunity to get back in this game. It's the first time that Mississippi has given up a first down via penalty this season.
Troy Brown tried to come in, Dave. He tried to do it right, come in with the shoulder, but you saw still contact in the head or neck area. Unfortunate for the senior linebacker.